Welcome to my 2026 planner system setup. If you saw 2025, you'll see that it looks very similar to last year's. It's just much smaller, and let me explain how I did that. So as you might know, my 2025 planner was freaking huge because I had this cloth and paper / STIL Classics inserts kind of setup thing. It's a lot. You can go watch the other video about it, but basically that made my planner so huge and chunky, like a Bible. If you think this looks big, go see how big the old one was. So basically what I did was I was reading some comments, and some people suggested breaking down my planner into sections of like quarterly to kind of skim it down. I decided to do something similar because I could not find it in me to switch out the layout that I normally use. So just to preface, I'm still using the STIL Classics weekly layout that you'll see, but in order to help not make it so bulky, I just divided it into half year. So I will switch out the inserts when we finish June. Now, I also bought this little scheduler while I was in Japan, and I had to make sure I made use of it because I could not resist. So, of course, I'm doing too much, and this is like my little personal planner, I guess. It's that I take with me on the go. And I'd also like to note that even when these two are put together, it's still not as thick and heavy as my old planner was. But anyways, my point being is I definitely trimmed down. Even if it doesn't look like it, I trimmed down this year, and I'm proud of myself. So starting with the skeleton of it, it's still the same, using the same binder, using the same dashboards as a front and back cover. This page was in here before. I don't know if it stood out much, but I just moved it to the front because last year travel was a huge thing for me, and it probably is going to be again this year. I wanted to continue to make use of this. I didn't want to throw anything away, you know, like, yes, it's a little dirty. Yes, I already used it last year, but that was kind of the point of investing in this planner, so that I could reuse it. Anyways, just added some stickers, highlighted some things to remind myself that I will be traveling, and there's a point to it all. Again, I have my little folder that I use or store my stickers in for whatever. I use these for my planner. Added some more decorations to it because I had already decorated this before. This is my cover page with my personal information covered up, but that is my Instagram if anyone cares. I moved this affirmation insert to... well, I mean, yeah, this is just here. It's going to be throughout. I'll move it throughout the year, but I really liked this. So I'm keeping this in here. Last year, I did not get to my vision board. I promise I'm doing it this year. I am working on just creating a collage off of Pinterest and then printing it out and storing it here. I actually did get like all these magazines, and this is for something else. I've been collecting these at work because we usually do a vision board night at work, and I was just gonna like try to squeeze everything in here, but given how small the space is, I think that it would just be better to like do a digital one and print it out. Perfect sizing, and that's all. So I can actually show you this page since I haven't filled it out yet, but this does come with a kind of finance tracker thing that you can use for whatever you want. I just like to use it to track my monthly or annual subscriptions. I don't think I finished filling this out, but yeah, this is usually what I include, like all the things I'm aware of, and then I always put money aside per paycheck for, you know, the things that matter to me, as you can tell, and so on and so forth. And then you just put the amount and then just check off blah blah blah. So this is really useful. I do my own kind of like budget tracking on the side. I don't think I have the best system for that, so I don't think I'm even going to bother posting about it, but it's also really nice to see that you can find things like that here as well. Online, so that you can kind of see what works for you and try to build your own. This is a page that they include as well about like rituals and routines that you want to work on this year. I was pretty decent last year. I don't remember what I put, but yeah, these are good for kind of just like general goals for the year as far as your habits and things that you do for yourself. Now this is where the fun begins, because this is kind of the beginning of the month, and my favorite part is like filling out my monthly goals. I think I mentioned before that I'm trying to get back into reading again because 2024, sorry. I had a goal of reading 1 book a month, and I accomplished that. Last year I had a really bad reading slump. I read like 4 books total. To be fair, they were all large books at least, but anyways, we're trying to get back to more consistency. So I'm currently reading this. It's really nice, fun, and light to start the year with. It's really funny, and I have a good feeling. I have a good feeling. So yeah, these are my monthly goals, and at the end of the month I will look back excuse me, to see what I've completed, and I will do my little journal entry for the month. Now here is the monthly calendar for January, mostly filled out because, you know, we're just starting. It's a little bit slow, but there are still things going on. I do like to decorate it. Just gonna cut to this week because it is Monday as I'm filming this, and whoop, as usual, we have kind of the weekly page where I have my checklist, and I always make sure to do, you know, note what my movement is. LOL, it's the new year, guys. Like, I need to get back in the gym. My daily gratitude and my song of the day, as well as what I want to accomplish for work. Keeping it light and simple. There's actually a lot more to do because I have so many projects laid out for the beginning of the year, but trying not to overwhelm myself. So we're going to take it little by little. When you get to the next page, it has the vertical layout, and as I mentioned before in last year's video, I do love using both. Of course, that's what makes it so bulky, and I really wanted to do something about that. But I was looking at cloth and paper. I think that theirs is so cute too, especially with the grids. It is more expensive, and I did happen to have a gift card for this already, so I was like, you know what, I'll just use STIL Classics for another year, because look, don't fix what ain't broken, right? The only thing that was a struggle for me was how big it was and how big and heavy it was, especially for my work bag. And so far, cutting it in half has already made a huge difference. Like I said, it's not as big and bulky, it's not as heavy, even with this thrown in there. So anyways, I have begun filling out the other months, and usually this is how I just carry it in my work bag. And if I'm not going to work, then I will take out my little scheduler and throw that in my purse, and yeah, that's about it.